Good morning. I'm back at work. Just arrived, just pulled up into the car park. I'm late and I am really scared about the reception I'm going to have with my new why do we do this to ourselves? Or as in, I don't mean change our hair colour, I mean worry so much about what other people think. There's one of the, I've just put that down because there's one of the admin girls is just literally opposite me and I don't want her to see me till I get in the building. That's just ridiculous. I'm 51 years old and I'm acting like a little child. But I think what this tells me, if I'm perfectly honest, is as much as I love the hair and I've had such a great reception to it, I'm not completely confident with it, am I? That's the issue. And I think the reason for it is just too bright. I think I want it a bit of a darker red, more of a deep cherry red rather than this bright in your face fake red. If I was 18, great, but I'm not. And you know, the job I do, well, it's not the job I do because you can be yourself anyway, can't you? It's just that I clearly don't feel comfortable with it. I've had this colour now for a couple of days and yeah, as I say, it is just too much. So I'm going to have to tone it down in one way or another, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing, whether I need to put a light brown on it or just do a deeper red if I can find one, because this, I don't want to put a permanent colour on, I just want to put a semi-permanent on, so I need to look at that. Anyway, I'm going to have to head in and just deal with it, so I'll see you later. Good morning, it's Tuesday and I am about to head out to work in about 10 minutes. I didn't film anything last night because, oh boy, I was so poorly last night and I don't feel great today. I started feeling not great about an hour before I finished work and then got home, just rapidly went downhill. Massive banging headache, my pulse was racing, I was shaking, burning up, I ached all over. I thought I'd got flu. So I ended up going to bed about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Not had a great night's sleep because my head has been banging most of the night. I've had paracetamol and that is helping, but I've got up and literally this is the first week that I've started working Tuesdays instead of Thursdays, because previously in my job I worked Monday, Thursday, Friday, and then I've swapped my Thursday to a Tuesday to accommodate some meetings that I need to be part of. And yeah, it couldn't have come at a worse time really, because I do not feel like going into work, but I can't because I've just had 6 weeks off. I've been back at work 2 weeks and yeah, I just can't not go in. So I've got up this morning and I do feel better than I felt last night. Surprisingly, because the way I felt last night, I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to be ill for days now. This is really setting in. So I was really shocked when I actually woke up this morning and thought, actually, I don't feel so bad. Not fun. Anyway, I just wanted to answer a couple of questions because last week's vlog went up last night and it's had a really good reception. So I'm really pleased that you're all liking it and that you love the idea of the lead up to Vlogmas. A couple of people asked me a couple of questions. One asked what a slow stash was. So sloes are slow berries. So they are a berry that grows on the hawthorn tree, and in the UK they tend to be quite wild. It's not something that you grow in your own garden. I mean, you can grow it in your own garden if you want to, but generally they are wild bushes, hedgerows, if that makes sense. And when you pick slow berries, you can't eat them, but you pick them after the first frosts of winter, and you can make sloe gin out of them, which is like a liqueur based gin. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a real winter drink, and we've made sloe gin before in the past a few years ago, and it's just amazing. So every year we like to go and pick sloes and make our own sloe gin, but obviously that stash that we know about that is absolutely prolific, we just can't get to because of those floods. Talking of floods, somebody asked about if we're okay here. We're fine. the floods have been this, I mean, there's loads of flooded fields and things around us, but it's a completely different situation to what happened to us 3 years ago, because at that point, I don't know if I remember speaking about it, but Leeds, which is a city about 40 miles away from us, they'd installed some new multi-million-pound flood barrier system in their city to prevent Leeds flooding. And what happened at that point was they lowered the barriers to push the water downstream, so it came our way and flooded us, which was so nice of them. So that's why that happened. So yeah, we are absolutely fine where we are now, because they have learnt from it, shall we say, and they've changed things, and there's new flood defences in and all sorts, so we're okay. Somebody else asked about what Gothic is as well. So yes, Goth is a subculture basically. So if you think of things like punk and emo and pop and all that sort of stuff, Goth is just another one of those cultures. And it's basically a culture that is sort of more drawn to the dark aesthetic of clothing, lifestyle, music, etc. So I first got into sort of goth music when I was about 17, 18, and used to dress very much goth when I was younger, and would tone it down while I did my training, my nurse training, obviously, because I had to. But then, you know, I've kept revisiting it. So I still love the goth music because that's the music that I listen to. I love it. Amongst other things, I've got quite an eclectic music taste, really. But yeah, I still love that kind of lifestyle, etc. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so I didn't do anything when I got in last night. I didn't film. I wasn't up to filming, and I just went to bed and watched a few vlogs, and then went to sleep really, and tried to get some sleep. I was up at midnight because my head was banging, and I needed some more paracetamol. And then I have slept since then and just had some more paracetamol when I've got up, and I'm just finishing my coffee and then I'm going to head off to work. And I really don't want to go to work, but I think I'll just put myself in my room, shut the door, and try and get through. Oh, somebody else asked me about the prison because they hadn't realised that I worked in a prison and thought I worked in a clinic. I've worked in the prison. I used to work in a different prison a few years ago, but I've worked in this prison for 12 months now. And I do still do some clinic stuff. That's why I only work 3 days, because I wanted to have the flexibility to still do some clinics elsewhere if I wanted to do it. So I haven't obviously done that since I had my operation, because I've only been back at work 2 weeks and I'm just still easing myself back into work. So yeah, that's what I do. I do that 3 days a week, and then I do some other clinic stuff elsewhere as and when I feel like it, which I don't feel like it at the moment. And thank you for all the love on the Seasons of East dress and my hair. I'm not loving this morning, but I've not got makeup on and just feel ugh. So yeah. Martin's gone to work. As I say, I'm just finishing my coffee and then I'm going to have to head off. My hair is just Piper's just got himself comfy on the sofa. Yeah, so the Seasons of East dress, I did want to finish that last night, but it just wasn't going to happen. So we'll see. I'm really hoping that I am getting better, because I'm supposed to be going to Rowan's on Friday. We're doing our live Friday night. And obviously I've not seen Rowan and Tamlin for a month or so now, I think it is. I can't remember when I last saw them, what we were doing. I honestly can't remember, but yeah, it's about a month since. I think, was it when we went to Peploe Hall? Possibly. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them, so I'm hoping that, I continue to sort of pick up, because I was worried last night with how ill I felt last night. I thought there's no way I can go. But today I feel up to it. So yeah. Right, I'm going to go because I'm just waffling and I need to get off to work. And fingers crossed I make it through the day. Good morning. It's Wednesday and oh wow, what a day. What a couple of days, to be honest. I didn't film anything when I got home from work yesterday. I think the last thing I filmed, I was speaking to you yesterday morning, just about to head to work, and I managed to get through till about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Then I came home and spent the rest of the evening on the sofa feeling dreadful. But I ended up having to call the emergency doctors last night because I had a fever and felt really unwell, and I noticed that my left side was really swollen and red, and it turns out I've got cellulitis. So yeah, that's not fun. So I'm now on 2 lots of antibiotics. I think all this stems from obviously the surgery, but because of the surgery, they need to be extra cautious. So yeah, I'm on 2 lots of antibiotics. Started late last night. Poor Martin had to dash out at about 8:30 last night to go to a chemist to get my antibiotics that was about to shut. He managed to get there in time, bless him. And yeah, I'm now on antibiotics. So hopefully things will start getting better. I do feel quite uncomfortable at the minute because, as I say, the cellulitis normally affects you in your arms or your legs, but I've got it on my abdomen, which isn't great. So yeah, anyway, I have had a better night. I do feel better than I've felt for the last couple of days, but I'm not 100%. It's amazing what makeup can do. Yeah, this whole recovery thing is a bit of a roller coaster, let me tell you. I'm not at work today. Today's my day off, so, and I should be off tomorrow as well, but because we are meeting up at Ruan's on Friday afternoon, when I say we, I mean me and Tamlin, the 3 of us are getting together to do some Northern Soul Sister stuff and to just have a bit of a catch up, which means I've had to take Friday afternoon off, which means I am going into work tomorrow morning because I don't want to take leave for it. So I'm hoping another day of generally not doing a lot is going to hopefully make me feel better. So yeah, there's that. Thank you for all the love on last week's vlog. I've been reading through everybody's comments and it's been just so nice to read all your comments. I'm sure lots of you that probably haven't commented, you know, the hair thing is going to be a very love or hate. I get it. I totally get it. And I'm really appreciative of those of you that have commented and been very nice about it. I am still not sold. I'm going to be totally honest. I like red, don't get me wrong. I just think this red on me is not the best. So I have made a decision that I am going to go darker. Put a darker red on it. Somebody mentioned plum. I don't want to go plum because I've been that colour before and I only really like it on black, if that makes sense. So when you've got that black plummy colour. Enough! So get down in there now. Yeah, so on me, I only really like the plum when it's black, if that makes sense. I don't like plum as a colour, hair colour on its own for me. And I don't think that's, I think that will still make me feel like I feel about this red, if that makes sense. So I am going to go and find another red, but a deeper red that I can put on. And hopefully that will be okay, I think. Yeah, so I don't want this week's vlog to just turn into a vlog all about my hair, but it seems to be, doesn't it? Anyway, So I've got the day at home today. I've just put some washing in. Martin's gone to work. He's home at lunchtime. And then I just need to get my parcels processed from my Destash from last week. I need to get those processed so that he can take them to the post office. I know a few people have mentioned that they pick up from your house, but that's actually really problematic for us because obviously they'll only pick up when we're at home. And because Martin works shifts and I work, trying to organise that is going to be more difficult than what we do. So the way we do it is we do a drop off. So they do a system where you can process everything yourself online, and then all you have to do is literally walk in, dump a bag of parcels, leave it with them, and they deal with it. So you don't have to queue up and go through every parcel or anything. There's none of that. So that actually works quite well for us. And we're on first name terms now with the ladies in our local post office who are so appreciative of all the work that we're putting their way. So, you know, they're great. So it literally is, even if there's people in the queue, they will interrupt the queue and say, oh, just give me a second, I just need to take these parcels. So they will take the bag of parcels off us and we can just then leave it with them and head off. So it's no bother. It just means that obviously we can only do it when one of us is now at home. So, and the amount of parcels that there are at the minute, I can't lift that amount because it's too heavy. So it's just been unfortunate the way it's worked this week that we took the last lot of parcels last Wednesday morning to the post office, but anybody then who bought and paid after that, we've just not been able to get because obviously they're shut over the weekend. We were both working Thursday, Friday. Thursday was my birthday as well, birthday evening. Both working Thursday, Friday, both working Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm off today. He's off this afternoon. So this is the first opportunity we've had since last Wednesday to take things to the post office. So, and even if we'd have had them come to the house, they wouldn't have come when we were at home because we've been at work all day. So it just is what it is, isn't it? And yeah, but anyway, so plans today, I'm going to just potter, I think. I've just washed my hair, but my attachment for my Dyson Airwrap has dropped down the back of the chest of drawers and I can't pull it out to get it because it's too heavy. So I've had to use a different attachment and it's meant it's sort of dried it fairly straight, which I don't particularly like, but anyway. But you're sick of hearing about my hair, aren't you? I probably I'm going to just get the Seasons of Eastrest finished because it just needs hemming. That's going to be quick and easy to do. I know a few people mentioned that they've made it and that it is high-waisted. And yes, I get that. But where the waist is on me is actually on my ribs. It's not at my waist. So, so that's why, even with the inch extra, I do have a really long torso. So it's hitting me at the base of my ribs, which is not my high waist. That's actually my ribs. So yeah, it definitely needs to be lowered a little bit more, but I can get away with it and it's fine. A couple of people asked me as well if I had sized down because I've used a jersey, and I haven't sized down. And the reason for that is because I wanted to keep the aesthetic of the dress, and the dress is supposed to be a blousy loose fit top with a sort of pencil skirt that skims, and I didn't want this to end up fitted, so I haven't sized down for it. I've just used my size based on my measurements, and it's still loose, which I actually like. This is a very stable jersey that I've used. Obviously it's a stretch velour and it's got a lot of recovery. It's got really good recovery, and yeah, I wanted to treat it as a woven, if that makes sense, and still keep the silhouette the same as if it had been a woven. So, and that's what I've achieved, which is brilliant. But I think what I would recommend if you want to try using a jersey yourself, because it's obviously not one of the recommended fabrics because it's designed for a woven, be careful about the jerseys you use. If you're going to use something that's very stretchy, like a viscose jersey, I don't think I would use a viscose jersey for this style at all, because it would just hang. You know, the gorgeous sort of kimono-esque sleeves, it would just fall completely. So you wouldn't get any inkling of what that's supposed to look like, if that makes sense. So I don't think I would use a viscose jersey. Cotton jersey, maybe. Ponte is, you know, the thicker jerseys would work, like the Pontes, the jacquard jerseys, that kind of thing, the knits, they would work absolutely fine. But again, I don't think I would size down, because you don't need it to be clingy, and you don't need it to, there's no sort of finishing details on it that need to cling to you. So for instance, the reason why I knew I could use a jersey for this pattern was because it doesn't have, you don't have, a lot of the time when you're looking at changing a woven, let me start again. When you are wanting to look at if it's possible to use a jersey for a pattern as opposed to a woven fabric that the pattern is designed for, one of the first things you need to look at is the finishing of the neckline, because for woven fabrics and woven patterns, most of the time the finishing details will either, it will be fully lined, it will have a facing. Generally those are the two options that you have, or a collar, that kind of thing. So if you are wanting to substitute a jersey fabric for that pattern, you need to think about how you're going to finish the neckline. And jersey facings, I think personally, my personal opinion, they're just awful, because they never sit right. It's hard enough to get a woven fabric to sit properly if you understitch it. A jersey is even more inclined to flick out, so I would not go there with a jersey facing personally. I have done, it's never worked. So, you know, if you can make that work for you, then great, but personally I wouldn't. This is not a pattern where you would need to do a neck band. So obviously with a woven pattern where you're going to substitute a facing, you would generally substitute with a neckband of some sort. And the way this neckline is finished is it's literally turned under and hand stitched down. So I knew, because I was using a stable jersey, that that would still work. If you are using a lighter weight jersey, trying to get that neckline to sit right would be a challenge, because a lightweight jersey is very shifty and will easily stretch out of shape, whereas the more structured jerseys won't. So that's why I felt that this would work, and it has. But yeah, I think I didn't want to have this to be a clingy dress, if that makes sense. I wanted it to still have the silhouette as if it was a woven pattern, and because of the fabric that I used, I knew that that would work. So that's a really long-winded way of me explaining why I didn't size down. But anyway, if you want to know what size I made, I went with a size 12 for the bust and waist, and graded out to an 18 at the hip, because it's a pencil skirt silhouette, and you do really need to be careful with that. I didn't want it to be too fitted around the skirt, because I wouldn't have worn it. So that's worked out really well. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I think I'm going to get that finished this morning, but I need to sort those parcels out first. So I just need to get those processed online, so they're ready to go to the post office for when Martin gets home. I do need to take Piper out for a little walk as well. I'm going to have some paracetamol first, because I'm not up to it at the minute, and I haven't had any paracetamol since I got up, and I just need to take some to sort of just make me feel a little bit better. And then I'm going to take him out, and then when I get back I can finish that dress. Parcels all processed. I've come out with Piper. I've had my paracetamol, I've had my toast. My hip's hurting. Honestly, I'm falling apart. This getting older lark is no fun. I just wanted to say, and I've been meaning to say it for a while and I keep forgetting, thank you so much to Renita and Avril, both of you, for sending me a Ko-fi donation. Avril, bless her, sent me quite a few coffees for my birthday, which was amazing. Thank you so much. I wanted to thank you through Ko-fi, but unfortunately I can't get into it at the minute, so I need to sort out my access. But just seeing what he's up to. So yes, I wanted to thank you both on here. It's really appreciated. For those of you that don't know what Ko-fi is, Ko-fi, it's Ko-fi. There's a link to it down in our description box, but it's essentially a way of buying your favourite content creators a virtual coffee to say thank you. It's not compulsory by any stretch of the imagination, but it's there if you want it, and it's always appreciated. So thank you to both of you for that. Really brightened up my day. So I've come out for a little walk, get a bit of fresh air. Hoping this paracetamol kicks in soon because my head is banging a little bit. I could do without this, but I need to get some fresh air. I've not been out of the house really, apart from going to work, since the walk on Sunday. So I just, need to get out for a little walk, and he needs a walk because it drives me mad otherwise. He's such an intelligent breed that they need a lot of stimulation. So yeah, he needs to. Oh, there he goes. I have to watch out for other dogs because he's really reactive. I think I mentioned this probably in Vlogmas last year actually. He's very, very reactive. Don't know where it's come from or why, but you never know what side of Piper you're going to see when you come across another dog. Don't know. We had him neutered last January, I think it was. It's made no difference at all. So it's clearly behavioural rather than testosterone. But he's, oh God, there is another dog. I'm going to have to put you down and come back to you. Right, we've diverted from said dog. I think he's worse when he's with me, and we think it's just for whatever reason he feels that he needs to really protect me. So when Martin walks him, he tends to be okay with other dogs, but if I'm with him or when I walk him and he sees another dog, he goes loopy. He doesn't like it. So I don't know why he feels he needs to protect me, but there you go. So anyway, second week of run up to Vlogmas. Do you know, it's such hard work walking dogs at the minute because the ground is just awful. We've had so much rain the last few months really, because summer really passed us by, especially in the north of England. I think we had 2 or 3 nice days. The rest of it was wet and windy, dull. And we've moved into autumn, and the wetness and windiness has increased substantially. So we're now in this situation where the ground is just sodden and it's not getting a chance to dry out before more rain comes. And all the footpaths are just quagmires. So anyway, I don't know why I wanted to tell you that, but you probably noticed. You're probably wondering what I'm wearing today. I have my petite stitchery joggers on, which are very bright, but they are dog walking joggers, very much so. And because I don't care if they get muddy or ruined really, but it's a free jogger pattern. I really like it, to be honest. Out of all the joggers that I've made, these are the ones that I like the most. I like the fit. The fit of them are just pretty perfect for me. I think every other joggers that I've made, the fit's never been just quite right. So, but these are really nice fit. There's not too much bulk around the waist. I find the Hudson's too narrow-legged for me because I've got big thighs. And I did do the Mile End joggers, is it? Plateau joggers. Plateaus. Whilst I did that with my Northern Soul sisters, and whilst I liked them, I found there was a lot of bulk around the top, which added to the mum-tum situation, which I don't really like. So, yeah. Whereas these, the fit is great, and I've got a couple of pairs of these actually. I might have to make some more. I threw these on this morning though, mainly because I'm so swollen, obviously with the cellulitis around my left flank and left side of my abdomen. It's so swollen. I didn't want to put anything else on that was going to be restrictive, so anyway. Right, I'm going to finish enjoying my walk, although enjoying is stretching it slightly, and then get back home into the warmth. Right, I've cut out a pattern. I've cut out the Whitcomb top by Soul of Patterns. This is a pattern that can be made in woven or knit fabrics. I tested this pattern. I will stick a picture of it somewhere because I think there's a picture on my Instagram somewhere. But anyway, I made it, the tester version, in a woven fabric by Pigeon Wishes, and I decided that I was going to make it up in knit this time. So of course I've gone for black because I'm all about the black at the minute. But actually it's not because it's a gothy thing, it's because it's a basics thing. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it on last week's vlog that I don't have many basic tops at the minute since I sorted out my wardrobe, and you know, black jersey tops are a staple in anybody's wardrobe, aren't they? Let's face it. So I have decided to do the jersey version. This is just a black cotton jersey that I had in my stash, and I had enough to get this top out of. So I am making this version but with the longer sleeve, so it's cropped to the waist but a longer sleeve obviously. So I've got that cut out, but I am absolutely beat. I haven't got the energy to sew this up right now, so I'm just gonna have to go rest for a little while, I think. I've also dug out this pattern because I've been meaning to make this for a long time. The Carry by Delta Creates, is it? Delia Creates, blimey, totally not with it. Yeah, I've got some fabric that I got from First of Fabrics actually upstairs that I want to make 2 or 3 of these, because I think again they're like really staple garments in your wardrobe, aren't they? And I want to make a black one. I also want to make like an oatmeal one. I've got the fabric for both of those. But I haven't got the energy to do that right now. I just need to go and have a bit of a nana nap, I think. Hello, it's now Thursday and I've been back from work about an hour. I've just been working this morning so that I can get tomorrow afternoon off. I think I've already told you that. I am feeling a bit better. Every day I'm getting a bit better, which is great news, but I'm still sort of, well, I'm feeling dizzy and nauseous now, but I think that's just a side effect of one of the antibiotics that I'm on, which is very common. So I just have to put up with that really. But the swelling is going down a little bit. The redness is going down. So yeah, everything's going in the right direction. I did do some sewing last night, but I got to the point where I was feeling really unwell again. So I just ended up having to ditch it and rest on the sofa. But anyway, Martin's gone. Martin's off today. He's gone to do the food shop, bless him. I'm expecting a phone call in about 10 minutes and got to do that. And then I've got to email all my lovely ladies who are coming to my social on Sunday. I've got my Stitched Up social, my second one, this Sunday. And I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing people. There's a couple of people that are coming that came last time, and then there's some new people as well, so that's really exciting. It'll be really nice to do something fun, I think, and I'm sure by then I'm going to be feeling up to it anyway. So looking forward to that. I am planning some more dates. I've just been in touch with the hall to find out dates for next year. I'm planning sort of on looking at doing one every other month if the, what's the word, if people want that. I can't do them monthly because I just don't have capacity in my diary to do that, but every other month I think I can manage. And I know lots of people wanted me to get some more dates in for next year, so I will see what people think, and if people want to get together and do that, then we can, which will be lovely. So I am going to take this phone call because I need to sort something out, and then I am going to finish off what I was sewing last night, which is the Whitcomb top. I think I showed you it actually. I was cutting it out. I've almost got it finished. I just have to, I think, yeah, I've got one cuff to overlock in place because that is just tacked on at the moment, and then I've got the hemband to do, and then it's complete. I know this just looks like a piece of fabric showing it to you now, doesn't it? And then I've also cut out a carry cardigan as well. I think I might have mentioned that, so I've cut that out. I'd like to get that sewn up this afternoon. That would be nice to do. Haven't actually finished my Seasons of East dress yet. I was going to hem that, wasn't I? And I didn't. So I need to do that as well. The other thing I wanted to say, and we get, because, you know, we need to talk about the hair again, because I've not mentioned that today, have I? Because I've obviously, sorry, the lighting's a bit rubbish, isn't it? I've obviously not talked about my hair today. So need to do that. I discovered yesterday when I was looking at what I'm going to put on it next to make it go a little bit darker red, because we discussed that yesterday. I discovered that actually, I've been telling you all that I put a semi-permanent colour on, and I honestly thought I had. And then I discovered that I hadn't, that I've put a permanent colour on, and I'm really annoyed. It's my own fault for not reading the packaging correctly, because it says on the packaging that you get 8 weeks of intense colour. So I read that and interpreted that as it was a semi-permanent colour, but it's not. It's a permanent colour with 8 weeks of intense colour. So yeah, I think that's not very clear, but it's really annoyed me because obviously my hair was lightened before with the blonde on it, and I've put a permanent colour over a permanent colour, which you're not really supposed to do because it can cause damage, etc. So now I need to try and find a semi-permanent to put over this, because it doesn't need a permanent colour. And I mean, I'm not a hairdresser, but that is everything that I've read about taking care of your hair. So yeah, that's really annoying. But anyway, I think this time I'm going to go for a Weller colour that I can get from Amazon, because I've used, you know, the colours like they do in the hairdressers before. They're much better than the boxes, aren't they? Because at least you know what's in them. So I think I'm going to go for the Weller Colour Touch, which is a semi-permanent. I've got some developer cream upstairs, so I think I'll use that. And yeah, I think it's a level 6 that I'm looking at, whereas obviously this is a level 7, 8-ish, I think. And I think that will just tone it down, darken it off a little bit, which is what I want. Just stood on a pin, that wasn't fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna order that, and then hopefully that'll come by the weekend and I can just put another colour on it. Because I was looking at my hair in the mirror earlier and I think my roots are already starting to come through, and that's the problem when you do a colour like this, which is one of the reasons why I've stayed blonde for so long, because my hair is so light at the roots now that whenever I go darker than a light blonde, it comes through so quickly and you can see the contrast, and it just means that I have to like do my hair so often, and it's really annoying, but that's going to annoy me. But anyway, that's today's hair update. What else can I tell you? Not a lot really. Yeah, not a lot. Oh, I have got some fabrics. Do you remember me saying last week that I had ordered some fabrics from Rainbow Fabrics, and I did them on my birthday, didn't I, when I'd had a few glasses of wine, and subsequently I didn't put the 50% code in. I just pressed buy now because yeah, I just was being stupid. But anyway, and I did email them and ask them if they would honour the discount. They did, bless them. They were really good. So they gave me a partial refund, which was amazing, and my fabrics came yesterday, but I just wasn't up to even opening the package, let alone showing you. But anyway, I will show you now. So of course they're gothy fabrics, because that's what I wanted to sort of build up, to be fair. I ordered this, which is like a net meshy, no, it's a net lace net sequin fabric. I mean, I ordered 4 meters of it, which, I mean, it looks like this folded, you can see the sequins, but unfolded it's like that. I mean, look at it, it's just incredible. And I have ideas around doing a dress that as well, doing a dress out of this, but has a either like a slip underneath. That's Pluto's just come in. Just show you. Oh, can you see him? There he is. I thought I could do like make a dress out of this, but have like a jersey underlay, so that some areas of it you will see the black jersey with this over the top, and then other areas you'll just see this, which I think could look quite nice. So that was originally £6.99 a metre, but because of the 50% off code, which I think still stands on a lot of their fabrics, is £3.99 a metre, so that was good, or £3.50 a metre. And then I got 2 of their viscose velvets, and these are beautiful, they really are. I did for some reason think these had stretch in them, but they don't. But then when I've looked at the listing, it doesn't even say they have stretch in them, so I don't know why I assumed that. Anyway, I got this one, the black one, which it's really, really lovely. I think I got 3 meters of this, and that's the other side of it. They are really stunningly beautiful fabrics, much better in real life than what they look even on screen. And then I also got this gorgeous green one. I mean, look at that. How amazing is that? It really is beautiful. Yeah, so those were the ones I got. They didn't have money off because they are in, they're just their new range, so they didn't have any money off. But I did get a partial refund for this, which was great. So yeah, so they've come, and I now need to stop buying any more fabrics because I've destashed loads, and I've got quite a few sort of darkish fabrics now that I wanted to get, and I don't need any more because I need to use up some of the stuff that I've already got. But what I'm going to be doing is, I think now everywhere is really tidy, I can start working through my stash a little bit more, in a bit more detail now, and start looking more critically, not just at the fabrics that I decided I wanted to keep before, but also, you know, looking at my colours and everything else. A few people mentioned about, because I've had my hair's changed colour, whether that will affect my colour analysis. Don't know what's the matter with Piper, just ignore him. Yeah, if that would affect my colour analysis going forward that I've obviously just had done. And I don't see why it should, because the colour analysis is not so much your hair colour, it's your skin tone and your eyes, which don't change, do they? So I can't see that that's going to make a difference, to be perfectly honest. And I wanted to have this done, not from the aspect of I am only going to wear the colours that the chart tells me that suit me. It was more about just having that awareness, I guess, of, and helping to guide me moving forward, so that when I'm choosing fabrics, for instance, let me give you an example. So this is a Lady McElroy viscose, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I've had this in my stash for a while, and I'm probably going to destash it because it is not in my colours. And what I mean by that is, yes, whilst I probably still will buy some fabrics that aren't in my colours that I want to wear, I will be more thoughtful about how and what I'm going to make with them, because I think I've got about 3 meters of this. So the idea would have been to have made a dress with it. And I now aren't going to wear a dress with it because it's the wrong colour for me. So I would want to wear something like a skirt or whatever, but I wouldn't wear a skirt made out of this. And that's the point I'm making. So when it comes to looking at a fabric and deciding whether I'm going to buy it or not, my colours is going to come into that, but also what I'm planning to use that fabric for. So if it's, you know, I would still wear like a mustard pair of trousers or whatever, but not a dress or a blouse. So, and I wouldn't wear trousers made out of this. I wouldn't wear a skirt made out of it. So therefore it's kind of redundant. So that's the kind of angle I'm going with when I'm looking through my stash as it is now, if that makes sense, and picking out fabrics that I'm going to destash. But what I'm probably going to do moving forward is I think I'm just going to pick out a few each week. I've done a massive destash over the last few weeks and it's been great. Everything actually that was parcelled up the other day went yesterday, so I'm completely up to date now. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a few every week. I'm going to take everything down that's still up for sale on my Destash account on Instagram, and I'm going to probably do the little stories that I did before. I did one once before, which I think people found really helpful, because it's always difficult on a flat lay picture to see a fabric and look at how it moves, the colour, how the light catches it, etc. So I think it's much easier to see that on a video, so to speak. So I'm going to do stories again, I think, and I'm going to do probably one a week that I'll leave up as a pinned story that can then accompany the flat lays, and then do it on a weekly basis moving forward as I work through things. So it's not going to be as intense as what it has been, but there will be a few fabrics going up every week, I think, moving forward, until I really start bringing this stash down. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Right, I am going to leave it there for now because I need to get off my phone so that I can await this phone call that should be coming through, and I'll speak to you later. Good morning, it's Friday and it's time for Friday's hair report. It's looking good this morning, isn't it? I've just had a shower before work and dried my hair, curled it a little bit. Really like it. The blonde is coming through. I don't know if you can see, but it's fading off. That was a bit of a close-up, wasn't it? Bloody hell, you don't need that this time of the morning. Anyway, yeah, I quite like it. Having said that, I have ordered a Directions semi-permanent colour. I'm a bit low, aren't I? Hang on. Okay. I've ordered a Directions semi-permanent colour, which is a vegan hair colour, and I do like the Directions ones actually. So that will be here tomorrow, so I can put that on tomorrow. But it's looking really nice this morning. Maybe because the blonde's coming through and a lot of the vividness has gone out of it now, it's seemingly more natural. I mean, not natural, it's not natural, is it? Obviously nobody has hair naturally this colour, but it's not as in your face. So yeah, I'm actually really liking how it's looking this morning. So maybe it just needed a few washes, but anyway, we'll see. So the colour that I've ordered out of the Directions is a colour called Dark Tulip, and it's a darker red. So yeah, we'll see, but I do like this. This is looking really nice. I'm just sorry, will you take my big work coat in-house? Oh right, okay, sorry, I was just reading a message that's just come up on screen from Martin. He's just gone to work and I won't see him today because after I finish work at lunchtime I'm going to Riwan's, and so yeah, he's not home while tea time, so obviously his big coat is in my car, which he's just asked me to remove before I zap off when I get home from work later. I'm feeling a lot better this morning. I'm sure you can recognise that. I didn't film anything else again last night because I felt rubbish. But I did get my Whitcomb top finished. I will show you that later because I'm going to wear it later, I think, with some jeans. And I also got the Carrie cardigan sewn up as well. Which, oh boy, that fabric, I mean, the fabric is gorgeous. I got it... There's obviously somebody going to work past the house, you know, poor people. What was I going to say? Oh yes, the fabric. The fabric is from First for Fabrics. It's a chunky knit. It's gorgeous fabric. Hang on. Yeah, the fabric is a gorgeous chunky knit from First for Fabrics. All right, thank you. We know. But it sheds because it's not a loose weave, but when it's cut, that's because I'm rubbing his ears now. He quite enjoys that. It's sort of, yeah, it just sheds fibres everywhere when it's been cut. So when I was overlocking it last night, there's bits of fluff going all over the place. Anyway, it's a really simple make. I've slid down again, hang on. It's a really simple make, easy to put together. The instructions are not great, but to be honest, you don't need the instructions. If you've made stuff like this before, it's easy. And what was I going to say? Yeah, it took me about half an hour. It was really quick. So it's a nice cardigan. I do really, really like it. It's very, very oversized, honestly. Yeah, I know what Tamlin means by it being big now, and I'm not surprised she's had to go down so many sizes. So yeah, it's nice. I'm probably going to take that with me, and I'll show you that later as well. So I've actually got to, considering I've been really poorly this week, I have actually got a fair bit sewn. I did make my circle skirt thing last weekend, which I haven't shown you at all in either vlog yet, but I will get around to it. And I made the Seasons of East dress, I've made the Whitcomb top, and also the Carrie cardigan. So I've done a fair bit this week even. And yeah, I'm in myself now. I'm still on my antibiotics. I'll be on them for another few days, which means I can't drink anything alcoholic at Rowan's later. More's the pity. So I've got a bottle of Fanta to take with me. That's going to be exciting. And what's going to be exciting actually is me laughing at the girls while they're drinking, and I'm not on the sauce at all. So that's going to be really good fun. But anyway, we're doing our live this evening. And there has been times this week, I'll be honest, where I wondered whether I would be up to it. But as things stand now, I feel all right. Although I do get a bit worse as the day goes on, but we'll see. Things are improving a lot. The swelling's going down a lot now. The redness has faded substantially. So things are all moving in the right direction. And yeah, fingers crossed, this little setback is the last one. And I'm hoping by sort of this time next week, I can start running again. Well, it's not going to be running, it's going to be couch to 5k, because I've not had to do couch to 5k since I started running over 20 years ago, because even when I've had a break from it, I've always had that base there, if that makes sense. So I've still been able to go out and do 30 minutes non-stop running, even though it's been very slow and I've felt like death. But on this occasion, because I've had big surgery, I know I need to take it very carefully and build myself back up gradually and really listen to my body. So I am going to do couch to 5k just to give me the structure of forcing me into making sure that I don't overdo it. So I'm going to start that next week, I think. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting a bit of exercise again, really. Walking's great, don't get me wrong. I walk a lot. Well, I'm saying I walk a lot. I haven't walked much this week apart from when I've been to work. And I walked Piper, didn't I, the other day? But apart from that, I've just been pottering around the house, really, because I've not been up to it. But I need the running. It's mentally important to me, shall we say. So, yeah. I emailed all my lovely ladies who are coming on the social on Sunday, which is great. I think there's about 12 of us, 11, 12 or something like that, which is lovely. It's a really nice number. We're probably going to be a bit lost in that big hall though, but it's okay. I think the upstairs hall is probably going to be too small for us. We're just in that in-between number where there's too many for the little room upstairs, but actually probably too few for the big hall. So, but I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll make a nice little group, and it'll be nice. So right, I'm gonna go because I need to finish my coffee, finish sorting my stuff out for work. Only doing a few hours again. I've got a clinic this morning, and yeah, then I can get home. I haven't packed anything yet for Rowan's because last night I felt too rubbish. I just wanted to go to bed. So I need to do that when I get back as well, and then head off over there. So I will catch up with you later on.
You know, I don't know when it was. Sorry, don't we stop talking?
No, I can talk. So, look who I found.
Hiya!
Hiding over in West Yorkshire. Yeah, so we've all got together in a little town to have some lunch. Late lunch.
I've already eaten.
Yeah, they're eating. They're drinking, but I'm not. I'm on alcohol free. I know. It's not like
Out of choice.
It's not out of choice, absolutely. But anyway, yeah. So we're having another nice late lunch and a catch up.
Yeah, great.
So we've just done our live, haven't we, ladies?
Yes.
I got
You're not
to
really in
roses.
this.
Am I not?
Yeah, no.
We're
It's just us two in it.
Yeah, we're just about to demolish some chocolates.
Yeah,
by the looks of
baby.
things. So yeah, we've had a lovely afternoon and early evening.
Oh,
Oh,
That wasn't me, by the way.
saucy.
it's like 8:25 and I could literally go to bed.
Oh,
I know,
honestly,
we're
it's
just
ridiculous.
so-
we might
we're
be
like-
in bed before 9.
Such party animals, aren't we?
Oh, it's embarrassing. We've got cups of tea now. We haven't even got us prosecco anymore.
And I've not even had prosecco
Tea,
at
I
all.
know.
I've had like, but I feel like I have.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
We're just high on life.
It's that
Yeah,
0%
baby.
stuff I bought you.
I know, it's amazing. So anyway, I'll probably say good night for today, and we'll see you in the morning.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know what is going on with my hair today. It is utterly mad. Anyway, I'm home, as you can see. Come home after a lovely night away at Ruan's, and yeah, it was lovely. Didn't film anything this morning, to be honest. We've had a really lazy morning, just chilling, just chatting, and I just threw my Scirocco back on because, you know, I was only coming home, to be honest. It's a glorious day today. Sunshine beaming through, it's beautiful. I am considering just heading out into the garden to plant some bulbs because I have a load of tulip bulbs that I need to get in, and the weather has just been atrocious. And the time I've had on my days off, I've just not had the time to do it. So I think I'm going to do that and get a few in because I've got those new beds. I don't know if I've shown you actually. You're probably not even interested, but I've got some new beds that I created a couple of months back now. And yeah, I want to get some bulbs in there. So I might go do that. Hair is, I don't know if you can see, because you've not had hair report today, have you? It's looking like it's got blonde highlights in, which is really weird. But I'm waiting for Mr. Amazon to come because I ordered some directions. I think I mentioned it yesterday, I can't remember. A lot has happened since yesterday because we did our live last night, didn't we? So yes, I ordered some directions and I'm waiting for that to come. For those of you that watched our Northern Soul Sisters live last night, you might have noticed that I had a fizzy drink in my hand. It wasn't alcohol, actually. It was alcohol-free Prosecco, which Ruan had very kindly got for me, which was just gorgeous of her, bless her. And I don't know if we mentioned, or we did mention it on the live, that Ruan had created these beautiful advent calendars for us. And this is mine, which is just beautiful. And actually, the girls gave me my birthday present as well. There's a bit of a saga behind that, but I'll tell you that a bit later, and I will show you what I got as well. Called at Asda on the way back because I needed some bits and pieces for the social tomorrow. I was having a bit of a panic this morning because the secretary for the village hall has now handed in her resignation and left, so they don't have a secretary at the minute. So she's been the person that I've liaised with, and ordinarily by now I'd heard from the caretaker and I've not heard anything, and so I messaged the village hall and I wasn't hearing anything back. And it's a key safe thing to get in, so I can't just get in because they change the number every time. And I was panicking, thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because if I can't get in touch with anybody, and I've got loads of people coming for the social tomorrow. Anyway, it's fine. It's all sorted. The caretaker has been in touch with me, thankfully. And I called at Asda on my way home from Ruan's to pick up some little nibbles. I got these, which I thought were really cute. They're called Halos, and they are little donuts, but they are low calorie, 91 calories each, which is really nice. So I got chocolate and chocolate orange. There's a bit of a chocolate theme going on. So anyway, we have nibbles for our social tomorrow. I do have to film a vlog and cut out a pattern for tomorrow. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to plant tulips instead right now because the vlog that I need to film, or the pattern that I'm cutting out, I need to film the vlog for it before I cut it out, if that makes sense. And it is what I want to get sewn up tomorrow. And I don't want to film the vlog until I've sorted my hair out. And yeah, anyway, we'll just not go there. So I'm going to go head out into the garden for a bit. I'll see you later. Right, I am cutting out my project for my social tomorrow, and I am cutting out this. I must be mad doing another Atelier Brunette pattern at my social, but you know, That's me. So this is Le Blouse, and it does have some really nice line details here. I really like this. I think it's gorgeous. So I have cut out, well, what I've done actually, if you look at my PDF that I have just stuck together, this is the first time I've ever printed out a pattern using the layered function in Adobe. I've cut out the size large, which is the 40 to 42 euro size, which is 12 to 14 roughly in UK size if you just want a comparison. That's a bust size of 37 to 39. I'm 38 and a half, so it should be fine. And I've seemed to have deleted the pattern piece details as well when I was doing the layered function. So I've deleted everything apart from the page numbers so that I could figure out how to stick it together, and also all the other sizes apart from the size L. And I do like the fact that you've just got the one size. I think that's great. I mean, this would only work for me for a loose fitting top anyway. Any other garment I would have to probably put all the sizes on because I grade so much throughout the sizes to get things to fit me right. But yeah, I seem to have deleted what the pattern pieces are supposed to be as well. So I'm going to have to work my way through this little detail here to write on what each bit is supposed to be. Right, excuse the noise in the background, that's the heating, but I'm here, I'm set up, I'm going to turn you around and show you how I've got the configuration. Right, so we come through the doors and I've got cutting out table there with the overlocker set up ready, and I've got the rest of the tables. There's 12 of us today, so I've got the rest of the table set up like this, 3 to a table. I know we've got some trailing wires. The problem with this haul is that the electrical points are all along this wall. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. The haul are in the process of raising funds to put more in, but obviously that's the situation as it is at the minute. So I've got to try and work around that. And last time I had 20 people here, which meant we had to have everybody sort of in a long line, which wasn't ideal. But what can you do when you are limited by your environment? So, and I needed to try and make it safe. So I've set up the cutting out table there. I've got 4 tables. As I say, 3 to a table. Last time we had 4 to a table, and I think a couple of people said they were a little bit limited on space. So I've tried to do it 3 to a table this time and set it out slightly differently. We do have one trailing wire there, so I'm going to encourage people to walk around that way to get to the ironing boards. I'll come around in a bit of a circle. Ironing boards here, ironing stations. A couple of people last time as well mentioned that it would be nice to have a 3rd ironing station. Absolutely agree. There's no joy in stood waiting to press your garments as you're sewing. I think for this group, I did get a new iron actually, because the last one of the ones I had before was leaking, so I've replaced that with a new iron. And I thought that because this group was only 12, we'll be okay with 2 ironing stations, but next time if I have a bigger group, then yes, I will probably get a 3rd. And then I've got the cutting out table here, the fabric and pattern swap table here with fabrics and pattern swaps. Kitchen is all set up in here with our lovely goodies. I found 1 spoon. Totally forgot last time there was only 1 spoon, so I need to remember that for next time, but kitchen is fine. So I'm hoping a couple of trailing wires here as well, but I've put a chair over that to just prevent people from walking that way. So I'm hoping this is going to work for everybody. So I'm going to sit myself over there so I can greet people as they come in and then get set up for myself. I'm back from my social sewing day. I've had a really lovely day. It's been such good fun. Everybody was so lovely and they all enjoyed it, and we got lots of sewing done. So I have just unpacked the car, put everything away. And I thought I'd show you what I've made, because I have got the blouse done this time, apart from just the buttonholes. So here we go. I've just put it on my mannequin. Excuse the creases because it's been folded up while I've been transporting everything back. But basically here she is. This is La Blouse by Atelier Brunette. It's got these gorgeous, really deep sleeves. They are, well, they're not set in, but they are sort of, they're not, it's not a dolman, if that makes sense. You do have a sleeve head here with lots of gathering, and then you've got a yoke, a front yoke with loads of gathering in there. You have a little cuff, and it has a tiny little sort of mandarin collar. If I can turn this around, never the easiest things to turn around, these things. And then on the back we've got the yoke detailing there, and it's got tons of gathering in. These are huge pattern pieces, and you've got a lot of gathering in to do, but it's worth it. I mean, it's not on my mannequin right there, but yeah, I've just got it's got button bands as well, and it has a little dip hem at the sides. So I've just got the buttons and buttonholes to do. I don't know if I have enough buttons in my stash. I'm going to have a look. Oh gosh, these sleeves are just amazing. Look at that. So I'm super happy with it, and really happy with how much I got done. I have got a little pucker on. Yeah, it's there. Look, I think you can just see that. I've, yeah, caught that when I have been stitching it down from the wrong side. So I'm just going to unpick that a little bit and do that, and then have a look and see if I've got some buttons. But I am loving it. Right, so I've just come upstairs to try on the top, and I love these sleeves. They're amazing. Really happy with it. It does want to keep sort of tipping backwards. I suppose if I put buttons further up, it would do that, but I don't like my necklines sort of tight around my neck. I like it to sort of be open a little bit. So yeah, really, excuse the sort of light shining. It's reflecting off my mirror, but hopefully you can see that because it's dark outside now. But yeah, I really like this top. I think it's really nice. So super happy. Okay, so I am going to leave it there, guys, for week 2 of Countdown to Vlogmas, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye.